Hello, everybody. Today is July 4th, 2023. This is episode 6. Of course, I'm here joined with Mr. Jameson. How are you doing on this patriotic day?
Shooting guns and drinking beer.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely not drinking beer, water here, but
Yeah, I'm not doing either one of those things.
yeah.
But I feel like I should be.
Yeah, yeah, no, we've had a lot of rain and now it's really nice weather out, and I have a 6 to 8 hour smoke on some baby back ribs going. So we'll see how that turns out. And yeah, how's your vacation been so far?
Good. Working out and sitting around. That's about it.
Speaking of working out, that is going to be kind of the theme of this episode. But let's go ahead and jump into. Oh, first, this is how fat I am. Uh, just for
I like that
just
you're staying consistent with that.
yes, I have to say that
Like
because
when does it convert to like this is just what I look like? Like when do
um
you mentally when do you no longer say that you're fat anymore?
that's a good question. I mean,
Just
we'll
curious.
we'll see how I feel in about 100 pounds. Speaking of which, let's check in here. So we are like a week late. We for whatever reason we just both got real busy and weren't able to meet up for the podcast last week. So let's see where we were at. You were at 248 and I was at 264.3. So I had lost about 4.3 pounds. You lost about 5 pounds dead even. So that's a really good pace for both of us. Yeah, you've been really consistent, but that's the thing I'm noticing for me is the consistency is really starting to set in because I kind of dialed in my diet, and the biggest thing I want to talk about today is working out. Like if you see right here, I put in 3 miles on the elliptical. I've been going like minimum 3 times a week, and when I go, I'm like I'm really trying, and I'm not just being like, oh, I'm tired, I'm just gonna stop after a mile or whatever, and then not go for 5 days. That's pretty much stopped for the last 3 or 4 weeks now, and it's I've noticed that it's made my weight loss way more consistent, and also I'm beginning to not dread going. And so if we look here, I guess we'll look at our current weight. So you lost 7 pounds this week, almost like 6.3
Jesus. 6.3,
in one
yeah.
week. Yeah. So and you've also really ramped up your exercise, if I'm not mistaken. Right now you're to a point where you're doing 2 to 3 miles when you go.
Yeah, it's basically 3 miles or more. And I mean, the weather's probably has to do with a lot of that. I mean, the weather's
Right.
been, for those of you that aren't in Michigan, it's been like 91 and humid.
And
So,
then we
you
had
know,
the smoke from the Canadian forest fires, so it was like not safe to
yep.
even be outside. My throat was hurting. Like I remember a day at work where me and my coworker were like, "Yeah, we're not gonna go to any more buildings today. Like we're just gonna do what we can in the office and stay inside because it got ridiculous." So, um, but yeah, I'm running between 2 and 3 miles every time I go now, and it's like even even if I go a little bit over calories or I have like a treat or a snack or something I wouldn't normally have, like I'm still losing weight, and it just feels good. I don't dread going anymore. The running has become therapeutic. Like I have a lot of stuff that I get to plan out in my mind of like what I want to do, even if it's not health related, like anything work related or stuff that I want to do with Sarah, or even us planning our next casino trip or whatever. Like I get to just kind of plan stuff out, and then when I'm done I feel like clean, and my mind feels like rested. It's weird. It's such a weird feeling. So like yeah, do you get that at all, or are you getting
Yeah. I
runner
mean,
size or
yeah. I mean, I think now it's to the point where I get done and I don't know, I feel like I can breathe better. And a lot of it's probably just, your breathing becomes so paced when you exercise, and then like you
Yeah,
got that like oxygen high. So,
there's a rhythm
but
to it.
that lasts like I mean like hours afterwards. I'll get done, and I'm just
Hmm.
like every time I take a breath, I'm like that feels awesome.
Yeah,
So it's and even in the hot weather, like that's the part that surprised me. Like staying consistent in 90-degree weather, or most people would be like, I don't want to do it, or you make excuses. But it's like, no, I actually just want to get it done and go running.
yeah. Also, thing to note here, Jameson hit his halfway point, which is amazing. So you're trying to
Oh yeah,
lose about
cell
110, 120
122.
pounds?
Yeah, I think that. Let me look at the top. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, what your goal was?
Goal weight was 190, and I started at 304. So yeah, it was like almost like 110, right? Is that
Yeah.
the correct math? Yeah.
I mean, it
115
you're not gonna
ish.
get exact,
115
but
ish. Yeah.
you'll get close to what you want, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. So
great.
that is the halfway point. I think it was 58 pounds was roughly the halfway point.
Yeah. And one other thing I wanted to talk about is I've been thinking a lot about because like I'm at the gym and I I kind of want to start lifting, but I kind of don't because I don't I don't want to slow these numbers down and have any chance of me being discouraged. But at the same time, like it's good for you. It's good for you. You know, like if you're built
Yeah,
if you're if you're building
I've been going back and
muscle,
forth on that.
your metabolism, and that's the art part too. I feel like my metabolism is finally getting back to like what a normal human being should have, and
Oh, mine is like it was crazy. I went to Target this morning to pick up just some like Doritos and hot dog buns and stuff like that for grilling later. And like I don't know about you, but like my like base body temp I feel like is higher like at
hmm,
all times. Like I normally would feel cold like all the time. And I remember this from last time that I was working out a ton is at some point my wife and I had a joke and she called me the furnace because like my base body temperature would just be significantly higher than it used to be. And like I feel like I'm reaching that point again.
hmm.
And it's like I don't know if you burn more calories because of that or what, but like I had the AC on in the car and I was still like I could feel my body temperature being higher than it normally is. It just started like a week or two ago.
That's
So
it's really funny you mentioned that because this week I kept complaining to Sarah about how hot it was in our house, even though like the AC is set to the exact same it always is.
yeah, ours is the same way. Like we
Yeah.
always have it pegged at the same number, and even like right now, like I'm touching my foot, and my foot feels hot, and
Hmm.
it's like I haven't even done anything. I just went to Target. Like I walked through like 2 aisles and came home.
Maybe you've
Like I
got a
shouldn't.
maybe you got a fever and you just
Yeah,
you just don't know.
the only prescription is more
More
cowbell.
cowbell, yes,
But yeah,
definitely.
I swear it happened last time because like whenever we were sleeping, I would notice she'd like get move away, and I'm like, what the heck? She's like, yeah, you're way too hot right now. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, Hansel's so hot right now. So
so hot.
so yeah, it looks like in the last week I'm down about 4 pounds, and I'm getting really close to 45. Hitting 50 pounds is gonna be huge for me, cause
That's a
yeah,
big milestone, man.
yeah, and like I said, the working out, it's just I. We had a conversation earlier last week, and I don't remember what I said exactly, but it was something along the lines of like I feel like I'm doing this now. Like it's like my lifestyle. It's something I do, and none of this is torture. Like it really is night and day the first 2 to 4 weeks compared to like the rest of it. Like mentally speaking, I guess. Like I starting the diet is so hard and sticking to it. And there's so many times that I would just start the diet and then be like, "Oh, I can just cheat this one time and before you know it, every day is a cheat day."
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess I don't know, it's weird. It's a very
Well, and like I feel like it's it's almost like disingenuous to call it a diet because it's like it's really like a lifestyle change. Like you mentally have to understand and make better choices. So you're not like necessarily dieting, you just and I always joked around about this. I think the last time I did this was everyone's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" It's like, well, I call it the "don't eat garbage,"
Yes.
plan because like that's all it is. Like, just don't eat trash. Like, don't eat
Right.
garbage foods. Don't eat stuff that nutritionally has no value. Don't snack and snack and snack while you're watching a TV show or a movie or something. Like, just stop eating garbage
Mhm.
and like you end up feeling better and then you get to the point where you don't even care anymore. You're just like, oh, that looks disgusting, I would never eat Taco Bell. But
Yeah.
before I would be like, yo dog, you want to go get Taco Bell for lunch? Yeah, sure. Like you mentally, it like rewires your brain to like stop eating trash.
Yeah. And just the thought of certain foods makes me think about how sick I used to feel all the time and how I just got used to it. And
You just felt heavy.
yeah,
Like
I
you
don't want to
you
do
get
it.
done eating and you're like, God, I feel heavy. And like there's not a single thing that I eat now that I feel like that anymore.
Yeah,
Like
and
I eat and I'm like, okay, I feel comfortably full and I feel great. And it's just such a just stark difference from what it felt like before.
even planning for the holiday today, I was like, oh, I would always just get like a 12 pack or something, and I'm like, if I drink alcohol right now, not only will I most likely gain weight, but like the recovery would be awful, and I wouldn't go to the gym, and I'm just like, why even do it? Like,
Well, we were jokingly talking about that yesterday because I was playing some games with Cody and Kyle, and we were talking about Vegas and Circa and all the vouchers and stuff that we're gonna have. And I was like, Joe and I's tolerance is already bad.
it's
Like
yeah, it's
we hardly drink at all. It's like really like once a year for the Counter Strike extravaganza.
right,
But now, not only is our tolerance bad, but we're gonna go in next or this year into Vegas like 60 to
to
90 pounds lighter than we were last year.
right,
So our like we're gonna be able to drink like a single drink, and it's probably gonna be enough. Like it's gonna be crazy to think about that mentally. Like we're gonna have to just be very careful with that kind of consumption because we're really gonna be like a quarter of the person that we were last
right.
time we went,
I'm I'm
which is wild to think about.
I'm definitely gonna be like off the diet, but I'm not gonna go crazy. Like
Oh yeah,
I
well, and
don't
I think
I don't think
I
I'll
don't think
be
it's gonna
able to
be
do
hard
it.
for you to do that. Like I
Right.
I think your stomach size alone won't be able to handle too much. So like you'll reach a limit where you're full significantly faster than you used to because
Right.
your stomach's really adjusted at this point. I mean, we've been at this for is it 4 months now?
126 days.
Yeah, so 4 months,
Hmm.
and we still have an additional 4 months until Vegas.
Yeah, we're
So like you'll be up
about
to
halfway
eight
there.
months at that point. Like your stomach is already fully adjusted. Like we're gonna go to that Caesar's buffet, and we'll probably only be able to eat like a quarter of what we did last time without feeling like uncomfortably full.
Yeah.
Which I don't even think we'll get there. Like I don't think mentally either one of us will be able to make ourselves get uncomfortably full.
Well, and
So like
if
I
we
am
if we do that, that would be it for like the day. You know what I mean?
right.
Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't
exactly.
also go eat other things. Like
Yeah. So I anticipate there being a lot of times where, we go get like a cheesesteak or something and like we probably can't even finish it because the portion sizes there are just insane.
right.
And like we're used to what we're used to now, so it's going to be just a whole different ball game for us.
Yep.
But
Plus,
yeah,
like I don't think people realize how much walking we, like
yeah.
that killed that was literally the reason you and I are doing this. We're like, holy crap, this is fun, and I want to come back, but I don't want to weigh this much next time because the amount of walking was just insane, and
Oh, dude, my legs and my back and everything
It just
was
all
just
hurt.
terrible.
Yeah, yeah. And so I was like, I just want to be a little more normal sized so that this is more enjoyable and I don't dread, day two and day three nearly as much because I'm just like nothing but sore and all I want to do is like lay down and recover.
Well, and it'll be more comfortable on the plane and everything.
Oh yeah.
Uh, the whole the whole experience will be improved,
Yep.
especially when I mean, if you're rating at the same rate you're going, I would guess you'll probably be like -70 by the time we leave. Would be my guess, somewhere around there. I think
Yeah,
that looks.
I could lose another 30 pounds.
I think that looks about right.
Yeah.
Because you'll hit 50 in like another 2 to 3 weeks ish,
But
I would think.
oddly, like I'm speeding up. Like if you look,
Well, I think your exercise is scaling,
yeah,
and
that's
like
if you look how long I was in the 70s, right? Like
yeah,
from
and you
here.
finally broke out of your whole like staying on the. I mean, look at just like the last week, honestly. Like look from podcast 5 to the where we should have had 6.
Yeah,
Like look at how
I'm down
you
8 pounds, 8.5 pounds since our last podcast. I mean, I know it's been 3 weeks, but
right, but look at how you bounce. Like look at the top. You were at 368.6, and then on the cell 116 on the 23rd, you were actually up.
yep.
And then you shot back down again at like the very last minute. So like
Hmm.
and then now you look at like where this podcast should have been and down, you're not nearly as spiky anymore.
Right.
Like you're finding like a way more consistent stride, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at even the past ones, dude, you were so just like roller coastery, I guess.
Yeah. The working out has definitely helped, and that was why I wanted that to kind of be the topic of today, and just for record's sake, and all I've been doing is the elliptical because I'm still quite, I'm 360 pounds. Like running on pavement is just not. I did it twice and it hurt for days afterwards. Like joints, muscles, back pain. Like it. I didn't want to work out again. And with the elliptical, the downtime is significantly less. I can go 2, 3 days in a row, and when I go, I'm able to like full sprint, which is something I can't do. Like my running is so slow if I'm on pavement or like a treadmill. So I really enjoy the elliptical because of the low impact and because I really work up a sweat. Like I'm really working hard and I get a breathing, rhythm going and I'm focusing on keeping my speed from going too fast. Like when a good song comes on, I realize that like my pace picks up significantly and I have to kind of like pace myself so I don't burn out before I get to 2 or 3 miles. So like that's been interesting, but yeah, overall it's been good, and I'm gonna keep going. And that's about everything I have for this episode. So unless there's something else you want to add, we can wrap it up there. Hi,
Yeah,
Mickey. Hi, Mickey.
I'm all good.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we will. I guess we'll just do 2 weeks from today. There's
Yeah.
no point in
Or
doing it.
or when it I mean, I guess we'll see, where
Yeah,
we're at.
yeah, we'll play it by ear. Alrighty. We'll catch you guys later.